What's up, the boxing world? Here we are, man. We got a week away. Oh, a little bit less than a week. Next Saturday, June 15th, a 50-50 fight. A real 50-50 fight, man. Let me tell you, Frank Martin and Tank Davis really go down 50-50. I'm going to explain it to you. But a lot of people can't even imagine Tank losing. People can't imagine it, and Tank has earned that reputation. He's earned that reputation. He's been fighting top guys. He's been beating top guys. He hasn't been fighting tomato cans. He hasn't been fighting fixed fights. Tank Davis has earned the respect for the people. And plus, he got a big following, man. His story is like the great American dream, man. Here's a young man coming up in poverty, a lack of parental guidance, and a whole lot of negative aspects of his life. And he didn't wind up in jail. He didn't wind up on drugs, didn't wind up on the streets. He met a man that geared him to the sport of boxing. And as a result, he's one of the most successful athletes today. So Tank Davis is not an accident, and a lot of people do not even fathom the thought of Frank Martin being capable of beating him. Now, let this be told. Now, of course, Frank Martin also, he comes from a competitive background. They both 29 years old. They both southpaws. They both undefeated. Frank Martin from Detroit. Tank Davis from Baltimore. These are some similar lifestyles, similar things going on in their lives. Frank Martin, 18-0 with 12 knockouts. Tank Davis, 29-0 with 27 knockouts. This is turning down the seat. Now, here's the thought of a lot of people. They're saying, Frank Martin haven't fought anybody like Tank. He haven't fought anybody hit that hard or that strong or on his level. We agree to that. We understand that. But it's been brought to my attention, Tank Davis hasn't fought anybody like Frank Martin. He fought a lot of Mexicans. He fought a lot of guys that was fighters. They were good fighters, but they was bringing it. He ain't fought no American black fighter that's slick and move and box. This is going to be the boxer versus the puncher. Man, this is almost Foreman and Ali. Listen, let me tell you something. I watched some of Frank Martin fights, man, and I was impressed with the fight. He fought a 50-50 fight against that Michelle guy. What was Michelle's last name? Rivera. He looked really good against Michelle Rivera. They said it was a 50-50 fight, and he looked phenomenal. He got other, he's a good boxer. He's not just a name that they threw in for Tank. He can fight. It's not going to be as easy as a fight as a lot of people think. They're just brushing him off. And who was it? It was somebody else that he had fought. Oh, he fought that guy that I think is Shakur Stevens' next opponent. Artem, how you pronounce? Artem Hurayanyan or something like that. I think that's Shakur Stevens' next opponent too. And Frank Martin got a unanimous decision on that. Okay, but Tank Davis, his resume is phenomenal. I mean, he beat Ryan Garcia. He stopped Ryan Garcia. He stopped Kambosos. He fought Barrios, man. Barrios, big names, man. Like, he beat Isaac Cruz. Rolly Romero, but I mean, we thought he was what he was going to be, but he beat Rolly Romero. But the one that really, really grabbed me to this brother, and it convinced me, because I didn't think that Tank could beat Leo Santa Cruz. I just didn't think he gonna beat Santa Cruz, and he knocked out Santa Cruz. Tank is a phenomenal fighter. We're going to see a really great fight this week. But something came to my attention that I wanted to share with you guys, man. And I had said this in previous videos. In previous videos, I had said something about the year of upsets. Now, no, I'm not saying that Tank is going to be beat. I'm not saying that. Don't try to put words in my mouth. People going to be saying me, going to say, you think that Frank Martin going to beat him? He has a chance to beat him. Okay? That's what the sport of boxing is about. Why would you watch a fight and not give the other fighter a chance? That don't even make sense to watch. But I'm going to tell you something, in case you guys don't know. This year, now we're only 6 months into 2024. Upset. Haney Garcia. Upset. Wilder and Zane. Upset. Usyk and Fury. Upset. Vandora and Tim Tszyu. Upset. Ray Fall and Ball. Upset. Joseph Parker Wilder. Upset. Norman. Brian Norman. Santillan. Upset. Du Bois and Hargovic. Upset. Navarrete. Being a check. Upset. Upsets has been happening all this year. There's like 10 upsets. We only 6 months in the year. So the bettors do take the underdog. People always say, oh, Papa, you love the underdog. No, it's not that I love the underdog. I just know the sport of boxing, anything can happen. And I see a lot of people on their YouTube channels, like writing people off and not giving the other person a chance. That's a disgrace to the sport. Why can we respect the sport if the other person don't have a chance to win? No, this is serious, man. Really. Like, if Tank was getting in there, now I know we got some fighters being brought along where they're knocking out tomato cans, or my man Rajan, he says cab drivers or something like that. I understand that they want to patent people correct a record and put them in. Here's the whole thing, though, about this big fight next weekend. Next weekend, Tank Davis versus Frank Martin is a really huge fight for the sport of boxing, because Tank Davis is he's the cash cow. He bringing in the money. Everybody want to come see him. So everybody got to be rooting for him. I mean, the promoters got to be like, no, we don't want to lose this cash cow. If he lose, we don't want to make that happen. Now, I bet you Shakur Stevenson is like, oh, please don't let Frank Martin beat him, because Shakur is in line to possibly fighting Tank soon. So that's his big opportunity to make big money. So why would he want to see Tank lose? And everybody else is just like that. We got to ride this cash cow to the end. That's not a disrespectful thing, but he got the name. He got the draw, and he's the big man. If he loses, a lot of people will be suffering, or a lot of people will have a lot to do. I mean, the rematch clause, I'm sure, is in effect. So that probably happened. But if the other fighters that's looking to try to get paid, so they hoping, and everybody hoping. Some people believe, I was told, some people believe that Martin needs to knock him out in order to get the decision. That anywhere near a close fight will be given to Tank because of his draw. Now that's something to think about. But can Martin knock out Tank? We all know and realize that Tank is knocking out anybody. He's a big puncher, hits hard. He's a good boxer as well. But a lot of people are saying Tank is going to knock him out. Tank is going to knock him out. But I listened to something this morning with Earl Spence and his fighter, Frank Martin, and they're looking to beat Tank and box him the whole fight. And at some point they said they might even stop him. Man, this is something I would really like to know what you guys think about this fight. Tell me why you think Martin has a chance, or if he do have a chance, let me know. Is it such an easy fight for Tank? Do we overlook worthy opponents because of Tank power? Is there anybody that can box him for 12 rounds and avoid the big power? Some people think the only person that can do that is Shakur Stevenson. Or can Shakur do it? Can Shakur stay away from the big bomb? I don't know. Let's see what the fights is like next Saturday. Next Saturday, Saturday night pay-per-view. They sold out the MGM Grand. Of course, we knew that was going to happen because Tank is the draw. Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. June 15th. What do you think? I want to know your thoughts on it. I want to know who you got, and why. I don't think I got no predictions for you on this fight. I think it's really a 50-50 fight for real. I think it comes down to two young fighters fighting at their prime. They're both 29. They're both undefeated. They're both southpaws. They both got experience. Look, this right here is more. This is more phenomenal than you think it is. You think it's just another, like we used to watch Mike Tyson and be like, oh, this guy is that guy. Yeah, but we already knew Mike. It really wasn't who gonna win. It really was what round is Mike Tyson gonna knock him out in. And I think it's kind of similar to what people thinking about with Tank. It ain't whether or not Frank Martin could win, or if Tank could win, it's like what round is Tank gonna knock him out in? And that's not the right way to think. Because in the game of boxing, anything can happen. And I just read off you 10 upsets in 2024. So this could be the year of upsets. This is Derek Bobby Roland at Strictly Boxing. Like my channel if you haven't liked it. If you haven't subscribed, I appreciate it if you subscribe. And one more thing, man, please let me know what you think about the fight. Let me know if you think my man Frank Martin has a shot. I'll tell you one other thing before I go. Tank, I told you previously, Tank had never got me or as a guy who talks so much. And he hasn't fought in a while. This is his comeback. This is his comeback fight. This is his first fight back. I think maybe he's accustomed to taking tough opponents, and he might have took a fight that he might have needed another tune-up, less of a challenge. I don't know. This is Derek Bobby Roland. Peace.